Raila Amolo Odinga today held a meeting with a section of the leadership from the larger Mount Kenya region in Kilifi. That meeting is significant, politically speaking, because we all know that the handshake between the president and Raila Amolo Odinga changed the political landscape in this country completely. And one thing which most Kenyans expected, especially the supporters of Raila Amolo Odinga, was that President Uhuru Kenyatta was going to do 2 or 3 things. The first thing was to help Raila Amolo Odinga win the presidency using the deep state or the system. Number 2 was that President Uhuru Kenyatta was also going to use that handshake to introduce Raila Amolo Odinga to the larger Mount Kenya region. But so far as we speak, President Uhuru Kenyatta has never taken any initiative to popularize Raila Amolo Odinga in the larger Mount Kenya region. And this is probably one of the first meetings we are seeing high-profile leadership from the larger Mount Kenya region meeting with Raila Amolo Odinga and publicly taking photos with Raila Amolo Odinga. So I want us to look at this particular meeting. But before we do that, if you're watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Please give this particular video a thumbs up. Now, let us get back to serious business. Immediately after the handshake between the president and Raila Amolo Odinga, the politics of this country shifted completely. Most people believed that the president was working to endorse or to support Raila Amolo Odinga, while others believed that the president actually just wanted to lock out his deputy so that they could agree with Raila Amolo Odinga to retire together but endorse someone else for the presidency. But Raila Amolo Odinga supporters, the way you know them, they expected nothing other than Raila Amolo Odinga presidency in 2022. So they were asking themselves 3 questions. Selling Raila Amolo Odinga to Central Kenya. They were asking why the president was not selling Raila Amolo Odinga to the larger Mount Kenya region. Because if they believed that if the president was keen on Raila Amolo Odinga's presidency, it was just prudent for him to start selling Raila Amolo Odinga in that region. That was not happening. In fact, the last time it even forced Raila Amolo Odinga to organize his own meeting in Githurai. What happened during that meeting? Certain goons were organized and Raila Odinga's event was disrupted in Githurai. The second question they were asking is selling the handshake to Central Kenya. The truth of the matter is that after the handshake between the president and Raila Odinga, the deputy president went to the ground to consolidate their base, which was Jubilee Stronghold. One of them was the larger Mount Kenya region. So Kenyans were asking, especially the ODM supporters, why is the president not selling the handshake to the larger Mount Kenya region? Because the Nyanza region embraced the handshake. Central Kenya never embraced the handshake. So they expected the president to take the gospel of the handshake to the larger Mount Kenya. It was not happening. The third thing was local leadership from that region meeting with Raila Amolo Odinga. There were instances where Raila Amolo Odinga would even go to a function, and even leaders who had planned to go to those functions would not make an appearance. In fact, in the larger Mount Kenya region, the only first event I saw where Raila Odinga made an appearance is Kanini Kega's constituency. Kanini Kega actually invited Raila Amolo Odinga to a football tournament. He then invited Raila Amolo Odinga to another meeting. Then he even hosted Raila Amolo Odinga at his residence. That was the first one. But beyond that, there are these other meetings being organized by Murathe, being organized by Maina Kamanda, being organized by former Deputy Governor for Nairobi, Polycarp Igade. But the first serious meeting is actually this of today. So the question is, what were the objectives of that particular meeting? I have 4 reasons as the objectives. Number 1, I think these guys were actually reviewing the outcome of Kiambaa parliamentary by-election. Kiambaa went to the polls. Kariri Jama was popular. Jubilee Party was dead. Then we had Oda Party, which was very popular. So Kariri Njama decided to stick with Jubilee. Now, after sticking with Jubilee, he lost, but after a good show. From those figures, these guys met to discuss the figures. Is it possible, they are asking themselves, is it possible that the 22,000 votes they got is a vote of confidence on President Uhuru Kenyatta and the handshake? Is it confidence that as a Jubilee, they can actually try and wrestle the ground from UDA? Or were those 22,000 votes Kariri Njama's votes? But if they were Kariri Njama's votes, what about the outcome in Muguga ward? So these guys were actually reviewing this particular meeting. I mean, they were reviewing the Kiamba parliamentary by-election results. Number two, which I also believe was probably the main objective of this meeting, is Raila Odinga, President Uhuru Kenyatta's planned trip to Central Kenya. The president has embarked on touring the country. The president has been to Nyanza, Ukambani, he's been to Coast. The president is headed to Western. Then from Western, the president will be headed to Central Kenya. Of course, there's a lot of pressure on the president to start campaigning for Raila Odinga. So they've planned a series of events and activities in the larger Mount Kenya region. And during those events, Raila Odinga will actually make an appearance with the president. So the president will be telling his people that here is the man, Raila Odinga. What's your take? So these guys were reviewing the best strategy on how that event can be successful. When should it be held? What should be done? For example, if it's about opening the country, should we open the country first before we go? And that's probably why you had Joho, even Raila Odinga talking of opening up the country. Because without opening up the country, Central Kenya is still very bitter because, you know, most of them are businessmen. So it's all about Raila Odinga's trip to the coast. I mean, to the Raila Odinga and President Uhuru Kenyatta's trip to the larger Mount Kenya region. Number three is the building bridges initiative process. Probably was discussed. But I've always advised Raila Odinga on this channel that the best thing he should do is to let the building bridges initiative process go. Let it disappear. He should not continue to revive it. Because BBI was being used as an excuse for everything. And Kenyans had started forgetting about the BBI. The court process will go on, but let the court throw it away. I heard Raila Odinga talking of secret plan for the BBI. So probably these guys were looking at the building bridges initiative process for the larger Mount Kenya region. Remember, the president assured the people and the voters of the larger Mount Kenya region that their interest will be catered for in the building bridges initiative process. So when the constituencies were being added in the BBI, Central Kenya gained more. When the 1 shilling, 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling campaign came, the larger Mount Kenya region gained. So they gained in so many ways, and that's why the MCS from those regions shocked Tanga by voting for the document. But the question is it popular with the people on the ground? And if they go to Central Kenya, should they be discussing about it? So that's something they also discussed. Number 4 is the ODM Jubilee coalition. The truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga initiated a process of merging Jubilee and ODM. The truth is ODM supporters are not comfortable with that arrangement. Jubilee supporters also are not comfortable with that arrangement because if you merge Jubilee and ODM, it means when you go to the ground, it's like Raila Odinga will now be the party leader. And because of the hatred, most of Jubilee supporters of the president are not keen on that kind of arrangement. So probably they met just to discuss how that coalition agreement can be made and whether a merger is the best. And if the merger is not the best, what is the alternative? What is the option? Are they just going to have like the NASA where individual parties maintain their identities while at the same time they are doing whatever they are doing? And lastly, it's 2022. Central Kenya met with Raila Odinga. If you are keen, Raila Odinga has been at the coast. series and series and series of meetings. What are they discussing? 2022. So the people of Central Kenya probably discussed with Raila Odinga what is it for them, because that's all about politics. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. If you're watching this video for the first time, click the subscribe button now. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Without that support, this channel cannot be where it is up to now. Thank you guys, and may you have a good day. Bye-bye.